Hey guys, welcome to this session brought to you by Financial Edge Training. My name is Gerard Kelly and I'm going to be working you through today some Excel shortcuts. I'm not going to be doing loads of slides with you. I'm not going to be lecturing at you. We're going to be I want to do as much Excel as I can with you. Cool. First thing to point out though, there is a big fat discount on our website at the moment if you want it. It's 40% off all of our online courses with the code XL40. Really quickly, I'll keep this as short as I can. If you go to our website, here it is. So it's just fe.training up there. There's our 40% off. Very quickly, loads of courses you can do. If I scroll down, you can do individual courses from just £19. If you want access to every single course that we do and you get unlimited access to all of it, then you can do this boost plan. We call it Felix. For that amount there, £449, but you get 40% off. Gives you access to absolutely everything. If I show you the kind of courses we've got, we have loads and loads, and doing it through Felix is so much cheaper than buying some of these individually. And the word that you all want to hear, we have loads and loads of free courses available to you. The one that might be of interest to you is the Excel Efficiency Essentials. That's free and there's loads of good stuff in there. But also the other things that are free in the resources, we have blogs. We've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of blogs available for you. They're all completely free. But guys, you didn't come here for me to advertise to you. You came here to do some Excel. So what I need you guys to do is in the chat, there's a link. In that link is a file. The link should be something like media.fe.training. Download that file and you'll have this file at your fingertips. I'm going to give you a quick 10 seconds to see if you can find that file. And we'll get going. Five more seconds. 5, 3, 2. Okay. Cool guys, I'm here in Excel and I want to start moving around in Excel. I want to move to the next two tabs. I could grab my mouse and I could start zooming around, but instead I'd love to be using my Excel shortcuts if I can. Now I should say all of the shortcuts I'm going to use today are for Windows. Some of them can be used on Macs as well. So to change through our tabs, you press the Control button and then page down. It takes you up and down. So page down, page up, page down, control page up, control page down. Cool. Next up, I want to start moving around in Excel. And of course, if you want to start moving around a little bit quicker, the arrows are the best place to start. So I'm looking at cell C4. I want to jump to I4 and I'm going to press Control and then the arrow. Watch what happens on my screen as I do it. So Control and right arrow and it jumps me to I4. And I can press Control down arrow, Control left arrow. And what it does is it jumps me around the edges of a block of data. Now where we particularly use that is in column A. You can see column A doesn't have many words written in it. We've got this workout 1. I want to jump down to workout 2. I press Control down arrow. I've just jumped 93 rows. Oh my God, I'm saving so much time already in Excel. Let's go back up to workout 1. So Control and the arrows to start jumping around. Next up, I want to use a couple of shortcuts that you may know already. I'm looking at the home ribbon in Excel and I can see this capital B. Some of you may know this shortcut already. It's Control B. And then to make italics, I can make Control I. And then to make it underlined, it's Control U. Cool, if you knew that one already, fantastic. You were probably born and your mother took you in her arms and she went, oh my God, I will teach you about Excel. Control B, Control I, Control U. But I'd love to do more than just those three. I want to get access to everything in the ribbon. In particular, to start off with, I want to hit this yellow paint tin. Now, how do I go to that yellow paint tin without using my mouse? I'm going to tap the Alt or Alt button just once. Just tap it, and these letters appear across the top. I can see that I want to go to the home ribbon, and the home ribbon has an H above it. So I'm going to press H, and new letters appear. These are called accelerator keys, but you don't need to know that. Another H appears above the paint tin. So I press H again, and I'd like to make this particular cell yellow. I'm not going to use my mouse. Instead, I'm going to use my arrows to get me down to the yellow. Amazing. If you thought that was slow, don't worry. I've got to wait to make it a lot quicker, promise. So let's try it again on the word name. I'm going to go Alt, HH, and then hit the down arrow and then the right arrow. Cool. Now there's a couple more I'd like to do using the same idea. So using that Alt button, I'm going back to cell C4. I'd like to make my font color red and my font size 24. Guys, see if you can work out what the shortcuts all by yourselves. I'll give you a quick 10 seconds. 10. Boop, 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 boop. Time's up, time's up. So the shortcut to make the font color red, again, I'll do Alt, and I need the H for the home ribbon, and then I've got FC for font color. Ah, that makes sense. So FC, use those arrows. I promise I'm going to make that a little bit quicker in a minute, because using the arrows feels very slow. That's cool. Lastly, I want to make my font size from 11 to 24. So I go Alt, hit that H button again, and then above the font size, I've got FS. How cool is this? Guys, font size is FS, font color is FC. This is so cool. If your first language is English. Anyway, let's move on. So FS, type 24, press enter. Guys, look at this beautiful cell. That is absolutely amazing. That has got best practice written all over it. Yellow, the red, oh my gosh. Now, I did promise that there'd be a way to do these things a little bit quicker. So let's do the yellow one more time. We'll do it nice and slowly. Let's go down to the cell below. So Alt, H, and then H again. Use the arrows to make it yellow. So Alt, H, H, arrows to yellow. Now, I said there was a way to make it quicker. This is going to make it so much quicker. This is now getting into my top 10 favorite shortcuts. And we're only going to have time to go through like half of my top 10, but I'll get through as many as I can. What you want is the shortcut to repeat the last thing you did, like this. So watch my screen. I'm pressing one button and it's making things yellow again. It repeats the last thing you did, and you can do it so quick. That shortcut that I'm using, F4. F4 repeats the last thing you did. If your F4 doesn't work for any reason, you can also use Control Y. Press and hold Control, then press the Y. Repeats the last thing you did. That is so cool. Health and safety warning. If the last thing you did was to delete a sheet, so going down here, if the last thing you did was to delete a sheet, it will now start deleting sheets. So be careful. Be careful. Health and safety warning required. Okay. So that's awesome. That's really cool. I want to go back to this C4 again. Okay, I'd like to make my column auto fit this enormous word. We've got this lovely red and italics word, just can't see it. So to auto fit, it's going to be Alt and then H again for home. So Alt H. And then in the middle-ish of my screen, I've got the word format with an O on top of it. So let's hit O, and there's a humongous menu of goodness in here. So hit the O. Inside there, we've got I, which is auto fit column width. So let's hit I. Oh, that's amazing. Guys, that was my 9th favorite shortcut. And a way to get it in your heads, it's called the sailor shortcut. It's called the sailor shortcut because if you say it really quickly, it makes you sound like a sailor. Ahoy! Alt hoy. I promise I will get these in your heads if it's the last thing I do. So Alt hoy, that's my 9th favorite shortcut, and it auto fits column width. I still can't see row height. I'd love to auto fit row height. Do you guys want to see if you can find it? It's in the same menu. Keep going for a second. Let's have a go. So I hit the Alt button, and it's H for home, then O for format. And it wasn't I, because that was auto fit column width. I wanted to auto fit row height. And if we have a quick look, it's A. That's not in my top 10. It's probably about number 54, I think. But it's still pretty good. Still pretty good. We're not going to be horrible. We're not going to bully Alt Hoa. Now, we can do some pretty cool stuff with this cell here. I could copy it. So copy. See if we know that shortcut. It's Control C. If I go to the cell above, I can paste it with Control V. So you might know that one already. And Control V is awesome because you can do it again and again and again and again and again. So Control V is repeat paste. However, I'd like to go a little bit quicker. Control V is a good shortcut. I want to go even quicker. So I'm going to undo the last thing I did. To undo, the shortcut is Control Z, or depending where you are in the world, Control Z. So I'm going to hit Control Z. Let's go back through all that. And I'd like to copy and paste this one more time. So I'm going to go back to cell C4, copy, Control C. I now go up to the cell above. And what I want to do in the cell above is I want to paste it once and once only with one button. It's the most satisfying shortcut that there is. Press Enter. Gerard, this is insane. Yep, so just press Enter and it copies the item really quickly. Try again, Control C, go to the right, Enter. Control C, go to the right, Enter. If you want to copy just something once, really quick, really easily. Cool, I want to show you one more thing with this particular cell here. Let's go back to it. Let's copy it again. But I want to change what I'm going to paste. I don't want to paste the word transaction. I want to paste the formatting. And some of you will have used Format Painter before. Now, Format Painter, up in the ribbon, there it is. But going up to that using the Alt key, it's not great. It's a little bit rubbish. You can only do it once at a time. So instead, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to the right. And I'm going to use Paste Special. Now, there's lots of shortcuts to get to Paste Special. I've used Control Alt V. But if you like this one up here, that's a really good one up there. I could instead have gone Alt and then H and then V. Gets me into all of my pastes here, and then S at the bottom. But there are some others as well that we could use here. So Paste Special, really cool. And now that I'm here, I want to use formats. Now I could use my arrows to go up and down to formats, but instead, this is really difficult to see. Can you see that the word formats has the letter T underlined? The underlined letter, that's your shortcut letter. So if I just tap a T now, jumps to formats. Press Enter. Ooh, that word name is looking a lot better now. Oh, I've had a great question in the chat. Hey guys, thanks for asking me this. Gerard, how do you personally decide which shortcuts are worth memorizing and which ones are not worth the brain space? Yeah, absolutely. Guys, you don't want stuff living rent-free in your brain and it's taking up space that should be used for other things. What I do is, well, what happened to me is that my boss told me you're not allowed to touch the mouse for the next 2 days. And the only time I was allowed to use the mouse was to Google what's the shortcut to not use the mouse for this. And so what I decided eventually after that was that the things I was using most often, such as Alt Hoi, autofit, that one was going to go in. And what I tried to do was do at least half of all my keyboard stuff using shortcuts. And then every day I try and do a bit more and a bit more and a bit more and a bit more. Does that make sense? So basically try and start with half of everything you do being shortcuts, and then every day just add a couple more shortcuts on. And I guarantee within a week, 2 weeks at the top, you'll be using the mouse for 10% of the time? Great question. Now, back to this, guys. Let's copy. I want to do the same thing again. I want to paste format, so a paste special format. So I hit Control-Alt-V, T, Enter. Hang on, there was a shortcut we just learned, so I could repeat all of that again. What was that shortcut that we learned? It was one of my top 10. It was F4, so F4, 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 and you now apply that formatting again and again and again and again. So good, saves you so much time. F4. Amazing. One more with Paste Special. I promise, just one more with Paste Special. Super, super useful. Guys, imagine your boss says to you, Gerard, I didn't want 83, I wanted 83,000. Or 250.3, I wanted 250,000. Gerard, what have you done? And I say to the boss, boss, it's okay. I can just go into the formula bar using my mouse. I can just delete that decimal point and I can just move it. Boss, what's the big deal? And the boss says to me, no, Gerard, all the numbers. My heart starts to sink. Oh my God. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 1,000 off into an empty cell somewhere. Yeah, so just, oh, pardon me. Let's make sure we're in the right place. So just a random cell somewhere, type a 1,000. What I'm going to do, you might want to just watch. You might just want to watch this one, let your brain soak it up, and I'll do it a second time. I copy it, and I'm now going to paste and multiply. I'm going to paste and multiply. So I now select all of the cells that I want to copy and paste, that I want to paste onto. And I did that by pressing Shift and then the down arrow. I now need Paste Special, Control-Alt-V. And I need to do two things here, not one. Everyone thinks it's one. It's two. I want to multiply, and the underlined letter is M. But a second thing I want to do, this is proper getting you into advanced level stuff here. I want to multiply by the value. And basically you won't lose your formatting. Your formatting will stay perfect everywhere. Press enter. Yes. Winning at Excel. Guys, I look to my boss. The boss, I'm expecting to see happy. The boss is still unhappy. The boss says the positive numbers need to be negatives. The negative numbers need to be positives. Guys, let's do it. Let's do the same thing with a -1. So let's do it together, guys. If you had paused, let's do this one together. Type a -1. Copy. Control-C. Now let's select the cells we want to paste onto. So Shift, down, down, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow. Now Paste Special. Control-Alt-V. And there were two keys that we had to use here. It was the M for multiply and V for values. Awesome, awesome. Press enter. Amazing. Guys, I was thinking I was going to have to cancel my wife's birthday tonight because I was going to have to clean up all these numbers. But now I'm in the club. No cancellation of the party. Guys, these numbers are looking good, and the best thing about those is that you can now delete the 1,000. You can delete the -1, and you've kept everything nice and clean. Amazing. Now, quick little thing for you. Imagine I'm over here, and I've just done some work, and I now save my file. What's the shortcut to save? Shortcut to save is Control-S. That makes sense. It's S to save. If I save my file here, but now I send it to my boss, the boss sends my file to the client. The client in Germany, the client opens up my file. What's the client going to see? They're going to see exactly this screen where I've saved my file. And it looks really amateurish. And the client's going to be like, was ist das? Okay, they're not going to be happy at all. Okay, I teach in Germany all the time. Got a lot of love for the Germans. So how should we be saving our file? We're going to use something called a beauty save. And again, this is top 10 favorite shortcuts here. To beauty save will take us back to the top left-hand corner, and it looks much better. Now the shortcut is Control Home. So I'm going to press the Control button and then the Home button. You might have to go looking on your laptop. I've got a great big keyboard, so it's a little bit easy for me. There's my home button there. But if I had a laptop keyboard, on my laptop keyboard, it's just that little guy there. And you might have to press Function, FN, and then Home to get that to work. Now I've gone up to A1. I can save Control S, send it to the boss. Boss sends it to the client. The client say, yeah, that's good. Okay, the client's really happy. Cool. And we stay happy. They stay happy. Great relationship with the client. Cool. Guys, we're getting some really good shortcuts going on here. Now, a couple more for you. A couple more. Let's create a little. Let's create a little formula, shall we? I'm just going to say equals. I'm in B8, and I'm just going to maybe add two cells together. All right, so I'm just going to add that one and that one. Okay, and all I did there was just equals, and I pressed the right arrow. Then I did add, and then I pressed the down arrow and the right arrow. So I've got myself a little formula. That's really nice. I press enter, but now I realize accidentally I linked to the wrong cell. How do I fix this? And this gives me another amazing shortcut. I want to go up into the formula bar. And the question from Nishi, how do you decide which shortcuts are worth remembering? If you can get this shortcut, this one is the one that will keep you using shortcuts. Because I find if I don't memorize this one, this is the one that takes me back to the mouse. Instead of using my mouse to click into the formula bar, I'm going to press F2. And now I'm in the formula bar. But, your cursor might be blinking in the cell. So it might be blinking down there. So that's okay. I'm going to get rid of this C9. So I'm going to press backspace, backspace. I now want to go to C10. That's the number I actually wanted, C10. But if I try and press the down arrow or the left arrow now, I'm in the formula bar. Can you see how I'm moving around in the formula bar? I don't want to be moving around the formula bar. I want to be moving around outside. So make sure your cursor is blinking just after the plus sign. It might be down here. So it might be blinking down here. To get out of the formula bar again, press F2 again. Just watch my screen, F2. And now I'm outside. I'm happy with that. Press enter. You fixed it. Let's try it again. I press F2 to go into the formula. I'm going to delete out C8. So I get that C8 reference. I'm going to press backspace. Instead, I want to go to G5. So I press F2. Press the F2 button again. Go to the right-hand side, and now I've gone out of the formula bar. F2 to go into the formula bar, F2 to come out of the formula bar. That one, if you can use that one all the time, it'll stop you grabbing the mouse every 5 seconds. Great, great, really good there. Now, I would really like the formula that I've created here to copy down to the cell below and down to the cell below and down to the cell below. I'd really like this 1,224. I'd like that to stay put. But I'd like this 83 to move down, move down, move down, move down. So let's try and do this. I'm going to try and copy this down to the cells below. If you were using your mouse, you'd grab this little handle in the bottom right-hand corner and you just drag it like that. And you see how the formula goes down to the cells below. But Gerard, we didn't come here for using the mouse and clicking the handle. I came here for shortcuts. So I'm going to select this cell. I'm going to press Shift and the down arrow, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow. To copy to the cells below, I want to press Control D, D for down. That is fantastic. And to go to the right, we won't do it, but to go to the right is Control R, R for right. The question I always get at this stage is, Gerard, what's it to go to the left? And there isn't one. Unfortunately, there isn't. Control L doesn't exist. There are other things you can do. So just watch what's happened to my formula here. I was linking to the 1,224, and the 83. As I go down to the cell below, both of those references went down. And the cell below went down, down, down. So those references go up and down as the formulas go up and down. So that's really cool. But I want to stay locked on that 1,224. I do want the 83 to go down and up. I don't want 1,224 to go down and up. So I need to go into my formula bar. And I've just clicked with my mouse on my knife. Oh no, cardinal sin. So I'll press F2. So I'm in the formula bar. And now I'm going to make sure that my mouse or cursor, where it's blinking, is somewhere around the C10. I want to lock onto that and dollar signs. Dollar signs are your friends, but is there a shortcut to get the dollar signs? And there is. The dollar signs is F4. So I make sure the mouse is just kind of blinking somewhere. I press in the C10, press F4. Ooh. And I get a dollar sign before the C and a dollar sign before the 10. That's awesome. Let's see if I copy it down. Let's see what happens. So to copy it down, I'll press Shift, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow. I'll then use Control D, again another top 10 for me there, and F4 is another top 10 for me. So Control D, all of those formulas. Look at the formulas in the formula bar. G6 plus C10, G7 plus C10, G8 plus G10, G9 plus C10. This is fantastic. I've managed to lock using those dollar signs, and F4 was my friend to help me do that. Amazing. Guys, I've only got 3 minutes left. Oh my God, LinkedIn Live. Time flies when you're having fun. So let's go down to workout 2. Let's go there as quick as we can. I'm going to go to column A. And now to jump down to the next one below is Control down arrow. So hit Control, hold the Control, hit the down arrow as well. And now we're looking at workout 2. Here we are. Cool. Now, we're getting towards the end. Oh my God, I've got less than 2 minutes. I want to sum up these numbers. We've got some units of some products that have been sold. I want to sum them up. So I could use just keyboards to equals SUM open parentheses. Then I could use my arrows. Go up, 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 up. And then press the Shift down arrow. You don't do this. You don't do this, guys. I'll do this one. So Shift, then down arrow, and down arrow, and down arrow. And that's cool. That's worked out for me. I've got my number. Awesome. But I'd like to do that with shortcuts. So my shortcut for auto sum, and this is my #1 favorite shortcut. I'm so glad that we had time to do this, is Alt equals. Now, depending where you are in the world, it might be Alt plus, or it might be Alt Shift equals. So you might have to have a little play around with that. If you're on a Mac, it's Command Shift T. Command Shift T. So let's do it again. How good is that? So Alt equal. So good. So good. Guys, let's go down to the bottom of workout 3, which is absolutely enormous. I'm right down the bottom here in that orange cell, row 135. I need to sum all of the items above. Gerard, it's going to take me ages. No way. Guys, let's use Alt equals. And that's how quickly it selects the numbers. Oh, it's so good. So good. I then press Enter. But an alternative you can use instead of that is just Alt equals equals. And it does it super quickly. Oh. Gerard, I blinked. I missed it. Can you do it again? Yeah. Alt equals equals. It's that quick to get that shortcut done. Cool. Guys, let's just do one more. Let's scroll down really quickly. Let's go to workout 6. Let me zoom it in. Oh, it's using my mouse. So naughty. I should say, guys, using the mouse is okay. The mouse is actually quicker for many things. But where we can use shortcuts, let's use shortcuts. They're going to save you so much time. And what's another benefit of using shortcuts? It makes you look cool. Okay. Right, last one then. Last one. I've got some sales that have been made in January. I'd like to sum them up. So let's use Alt equals. Amazing. So I've summed all of those with Alt and then equals. Press enter. And now to copy it to the right, which is my second favorite shortcut, I press Shift, right arrow, and then to copy to the right is Control R. Control and then the letter R. Often known as the pirate shortcut because it makes you sound like a pirate. What was the shortcut again? Control R. Guys, can you imagine what it's like spending a day in the classroom with me? It's all the dad jokes. I am definitely of the age of dad jokes being amazing. Guys, that was half an hour. I'm so sorry. I feel like I've left you guys shortchanged. But really quickly, just a quick reminder, you can of course go to our website. There's loads of money off, 40% off at the moment. The code to use, there it is on screen, Excel40. You can book single courses. You can do the boost plan of Felix, 40% off that. And it gives you unlimited access to our website. Every single certificate, every single micro degree, whatever you want. But there's loads of free stuff. We've got free blogs there. If you go through into the view courses and you want to do a free course, just scroll down until you get to the word free. There's loads of free stuff here as well. Guys, I hope you found that useful. Hope I'll see you on another course soon. Love to meet you guys. Goodbye.